everyone, it's Chris from Rat Race Rebellion. Today, I want to show you how to find remote jobs with Capital One. Now, Capital One is a name that most of us are familiar with. They are the 12th largest banking company in the United States. They are the third largest user of MasterCard and Visa. And of course, they're one of the largest automobile financing companies in the US as well. So there's a very good chance you've heard the name if you're not carrying one of their cards. So they also have a pretty robust remote work program. And that's what I want to share with you today, because even if they don't have the job that's right for you today, I want you to know how to navigate their site because they may have it tomorrow or next week. As always, I like to start on a company's homepage. It's the best way to make sure that we're seeing all of their current jobs and that we're actually finding jobs within the real company and not somebody posing as the company. So scammers like to do that. We like to avoid that. I do like to check across the top of the page first to see if I can find a link to careers. I'm not seeing that here at the top of the page. So let's scroll down to the bottom where generally these companies have a more in-depth menu. So I'm going to go to Get to Know Us, and under that we'll see Careers and Jobs. Now, the layout of your page may be different. I actually have my screen compressed a little bit. If it wasn't compressed and you're viewing on a laptop or a desktop computer, you may see a menu where you don't have to click on that plus sign to get to the careers. All right, so here we are on the careers page. And one of the things that they have that's unique is they actually have this job finder tool. So if you're not quite sure what they have to offer or what you might be a good fit for, you can certainly start with that job finder tool, figure out what they feel you're a good fit for, and then start using the techniques that I'm about to show you. All right, I do like to scroll down and just see what they have to say about the company before diving into the logistics of how to search for those remote jobs. So just seeing a lot of information here about why they're a great company to work for in their own opinion. You can also set up job alerts with Capital One. You'll notice that right here at the bottom of their careers page. So if you discover that this is a company you'd like to work for, then dive right in there and set yourself up for job alerts. For my purposes today, I just want to show you how to ferret out those remote jobs. So I'm going to bypass these two fields and just click right on that Find Jobs button. The reason I do that, if you haven't watched others of my videos, is because when you do that, it brings you generally to a page where you get more in-depth or more advanced search features than you're seeing on that homepage. And you can see right here, Capital One, because they have fully embraced the idea of remote work, they actually have remote as an option right here on their page. So I'm going to click on that plus to expose the underlying drop-down menu. And I'm going to select remote and remote eligible. And that's going to automatically update this right-hand column where we're going to see all of the jobs that fall into that remote category. I do also want to take a look at their teams options. Now, one thing that's really important to know, not just about Capital One, but on a lot of other hiring company sites as well, is it's only going to give you the options that you have already set criteria for. So right now, for example, if you're looking for a customer service job with Capital One, you're not going to see customer service on this list. And that's because today they don't have customer service opportunities available remote. All right. If I were to remove remote and remote eligible, you'll see that this menu changes quite a bit. And now I have customer care. So today, we know that they don't have customer service options available. I'm going to go ahead and reselect remote and remote eligible. And in doing so, it updates this teams list. So now I know which teams they have availability in. And I'm going to see if any of those pertain to me. This can be a really quick way to shortcut and see whether or not they have a job that's right for you today. All right. So first choose the remote eligible, and then look at teams to see if any of the teams they have there would be something that you're qualified for and interested in. I'm going to just select a couple of them. I'm going to say concierge services. I'm going to say marketing and communications. And let's see, I'd love to choose another one. Let's choose engineering as well because they have 14 in there. And you can see that it automatically updates over here in that right-hand column. Oh, and I forgot, I didn't check remote eligible. So I'm going to go ahead and click that as well. And let me just see if that selects, if it leaves anything else. Yeah, it did. It opened up a couple of other areas for me as well. Anyway, you'll see that everything over here is updated now in that right-hand column. I'm going to go ahead and just select any job in here. I'm going to say work from home, senior associate, senior communications associate, customer channels performance solutions communications team. Well, that's a heck of a title. Let's click on that. And that will bring us through to the job description. One of the things that I like about the way Capital One does things is they always put in the date that the job was posted. So today is June 9th. I'm able to look at this and see that this job was posted on June 4th. And that gives me a sense of how long it's been out there. The longer a job posting has been live, the more likely it is that they've received quite a few candidates, and they may already be starting to interview for this position. All right, so we scroll down and we can see everything that we need to know about the job, what you'll be doing, what the skills are, what the responsibilities are, what they want you to bring to the team, and what the basic qualifications are. All right, and then we'll find their salary. And you'll notice one of the cool things about Capital One, at least for this position, is it says remote, and the salary is regardless of position. And I kind of love that because a lot of companies change their pay rate depending on what part of the country you live in. Even though you're doing the same job that somebody who lives in a different state is doing, that person may be making more or less than you. And I love that, at least in this case, they've leveled the playing field and they're paying you for the work you're doing, not where you're sitting. I think that's awesome. All right, so I want to go ahead and click on the apply button. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to see if we make a jump from CapitalOneCareers.com. We've already made one jump. We started at CapitalOne.com. We went to CapitalOneCareers.com directly from the Capital One site. Now I want to see if we're going to make a jump to an applicant tracking software site. So I'll click on this and see if that URL changes. And it does. You'll notice that it still starts with Capital One, but now we are at myworkdayjobs.com, and that is an applicant tracking software site. Now, you've heard me talk about applicant tracking software before, and essentially companies use ATS as a way of putting out their jobs, getting the jobs out there, posted all over the internet, but more so they use it as a way of collecting applications. So Capital One is a banking company. They're not an HR company. They're not a software company. And so they've elected to use a third party that is a software company that specializes in gathering application data for big companies. It's important to know when a company is using applicant tracking software. And as a rule, I tell people just assume that everybody is, and that way you can never go wrong. Because applicant tracking software pre-screens and separates and oftentimes ranks and rates resumes and applications that are coming in. So you want to make sure that first and foremost, applicant tracking software, the bots, are able to read your resume in a way that allows them to extract the data and score it properly. It's not a difficult thing to do, and we do cover it on the Rat Race Rebellion website. I'm actually just going to jump over there right now. We have a free course about how to find and apply for and land remote jobs. And all of that can be found right here. Across that top menu, you'll see free work from home job finding course. I want you to click on that. And specifically, I want you to focus on Module 8 because Module 8 is the segment that pertains to building an applicant tracking software friendly resume. So once we scroll down and find that in the index, I'll click on that. And you'll find that at the top of the page, there is a video that's going to take you through the whole process of ATS so that you can understand it, you can find out why companies use it, and how applicant tracking software works, and why it's so critically important that your resume be ATS friendly. Once you've watched that video, I want you to scroll down to the Module 8 links and resources section, where you will find an applicant tracking software friendly resume template in 3 different formats. So you can download the one that works best for you. So .doc is if you're using an older version of Microsoft Word. .docx is the most current version of Microsoft Word. And then we have a .txt file that you can open in Notepad. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the .docx. I'm going to open that document, and that will look like this. First thing I want you to do is go up to the top of the page and click on Enable Editing. Once you've enabled editing, then you can dive in and begin to customize the resume if you wish. If you're just using it as a way to get a bead on how it's laid out and what should be included, then you don't have to enable editing. It's just a great resource for you to tap into. We know a lot of people are downloading it, even if they're not looking for a customer service related position, and then just sort of doing a line by line rewrite for themselves. And that way they have it right there as a guide all the way through for the type of content that you may want to include. All right, so that's how you find all of the remote jobs with Capital One. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. When you do subscribe, be sure to hit that little bell icon because that will get you notifications every time we upload new content. And don't forget, we're here to help you find remote jobs. Be sure to visit the ratracerebellion.com website Monday through Friday because we post curated, screened, scam-free work-from-home job leads there every weekday. While you're on the website, look in the upper right-hand corner of any page and you'll see a link to subscribe to our email newsletter, which also comes out from Monday through Friday. And it's a great way to get all of our information to your inbox on a daily basis so that it serves as a tickler and reminds you of what we're doing so that you don't miss anything we post. That's it. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you back here soon. Bye-bye.